series of questions and information from them. And then at our next meeting, we can prepare our report.
That'd be great.
That will be Thursday.
Right. If we feel we need to, we'll find some time in each other's schedule.
Great.
I would like to meet with senior staff, and I'd be happy to do it with Rob, so.
And we're meeting just not to be one off, June 18th.
That's right.
Poll workers. By then, we'll know what system we're going to be
There we
using. So, thank you.
So we are not to call the vendors about Thursday until we hear back from you guys about the times.
Well, I think Sandy just has to confirm his availability, and I'm sure he'll do that this afternoon. Okay, no other business or no agenda items, and we have some public comment from Adele Eisner, and of course, Ray Rosenberg for Adele.
Good job, guys.
She was. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you. Adele Eisner, Cleveland Heights, Ohio. And I'm trying to get you going from my prepared stuff to the unprepared stuff. First of all, I would recommend a few things regarding Hart. I'm going to make a few comments just from the research that I've done, certainly not just in this time frame, but for the past years on the two systems that are being considered. And I am going to make these comments preceded by the most important point that I don't want to run out of time about. We are coming upon, I think, because of the pressure and the money, and nothing is really a good option, so it makes it even a more pressured decision. And thank you, and Joe, I mean, you understand that. It's, we are coming upon a momentous election, not just in capacity, historically. History is already not just tapping us on the shoulder as we're in this room. History is either patting us on the back or shaking us by the shoulders. The stability of this election will not come from, it certainly has to get done somehow. However, the stability will come from internally the staff and the culture that we begin building now. That culture must include the citizenry. We cannot have a 2008 election with the amount of left open questions, not in Cuyahoga County, not with this board that began as a model for other boards. We cannot have an election that has questions around it. ESS has questions around it, just like Premier, started by two brothers. I mean, it was Todd and Robert Urosevich. They just went two separate ways, or at least company-wise. They have the same reputation as Premier. Not quite as bad. I mean, let's just cut it to the chase here. Hart, you don't know if it's good or bad that they don't have much of a reputation. I've not really gotten a whole lot negative about Hart. There have been, but to me, the issue of looking at that E-slate and looking at our polls, I mean, I go, oh my God, this won't work. That to me is almost like a deal breaker. However, there's some really positive things about Hart as well. Bottom line, I will help. I will get volunteers to help. We need to count the presidential race at the polls, after the polls close. It's been proved in all hand counting literature, the book the download that Ray printed out and handed to you. Volunteers, people who want to be there, will be there. They will be trained. It won't, even the poll workers say, you know, I don't want to work with these people who are just here for the pay. If it's within legal capabilities, because I know that there was a directive about minimum and maximum poll worker, compensation, etc., if it's within legal capabilities or can be made so, these people can be called in as count watchers, can be trained to help close the polls. So we know how many ballots are there, not just from an M100 memory card that fails in New Mexico because the batteries went dead. They have batteries on them. And ESS is a sole source supplier. New Mexico, one town in New Mexico just got a state loan to pay for their maintenance, their increasing maintenance on their ESS M100s. Sound familiar? From years past. So, we can't trust either machinery. The citizenry should not have to trust either machinery. And I will bet you that if we put out the right message and ask for 2 to 4, substitute Bill 350 allows for 2 more people to come in to be vote counters, watchers. If we put out a call for people to come into their own precinct, that we would get volunteers. This election is so important to so many segments of this population. Let's grab that and say, come on in and I will help begin a regional program where we have, I did that for the WVIC auction many, many years. Get a regional program with regional captains to whom even poll workers might be responsible.
Thank you. I mean, I think you made your point in your request.
I would like to say about, may I say about the Hart and
I'll yield you another minute. We're past the 5.
Hart, digital scanning you can get a disc. You actually can get a disc with the ballots. Disadvantage of that is that you can't rescan the ballots, so that in an audit or a recount, you don't put those ballots back in because they are marked or barcoded and will be considered duplicates. The printing apps, Hart can actually take a bigger ballot. We might not even have to go into a multi-page ballot. I think that what we need to do is get another group together, get a design engineer, get 3 design engineers who are retired from an auto plant. Bring them in, let them watch the election. And design, let us know, see what the needs of an election are. And let's go and see if we can get some funds to develop a system. We need to develop independence from these 3 groups.
Thank you, Adele.
Yeah.
I appreciate your point, and if there's anything else, and you've done this in the past, certainly forward us,
Well,
the point about the ballot not being rescanned for auditing purposes.
Well, the Hart, actually, it's a very good thing to have a more precise digital image. I think it's, what I really want to suggest is before Thursday, please do see from the Secretary of State if you can get the unredacted Everest report, because I understand that the Hart, if the Hart system is simpler, then our staff can actually do more in-house. I think that if they like it, but see the unredacted report, because I understand that some of the deal breakers might be in, some of the swaying factors might be right there. Please consider the integrity of the people that you're dealing with. I'm not sure that ESS provided the best integrity. They even still have their performance spot
Thank you.
in the bid. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ray. Now, you get to start fresh. We'll start. Ray Rosenberg. Hart Heights.
Pardon.
We're moving you, Ray.
Yeah, I know, I moved to 1313 Mockingbird Lane, but then I knew I would miss everybody else, so I moved back. My name is Ray Rosenberger, my
Where did you
address.
vote, though, Ray? That's
Pardon?
Where did you vote at?
Yes.
My name is Ray Rosenberger. My address is 6232 North Canterbury Road, Parma, Ohio, 44129. What I want to convey to the board is that there are some things in a democracy that should never, ever be entrusted to anything other than the people. And one of those things is the counting of our ballots. I made an offer to the board several meetings ago to conduct a parallel hand-counted election of a limited nature in conjunction with the November general election. That offer still stands. I look forward to hearing your response. And until then, I'd like to leave you with one last spirit, although I hope it's not the last, an inspiration for hand counting. And I made a CD for everyone that's at the table up there of an actual hand counting that took place in New Hampshire. There's actually 3 of them on the CD. And you get to see it in action in real time. Please don't construe or interpret these videos because they're very short. They're segments of actually hand counting. They do talk about overvotes, they talk about undervotes. I found an excitement that went with the people counting the ballots. That's what I call the spirit. It's not meant to be a training CD. It's not meant to answer all the questions. It's not meant to be a manual. It's just something to demonstrate the spirit of voting in this country. So I'd like to, at this time, give this to the board.
Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I give one to Joe, too.
Well, I have a copy for you. And Mr. Ordini, I also included in it, and Linda and Laura can share the one. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Ray, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for this. And I have not read the narrative, although that I picked up from you. We did make copies for all the board members.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. And any other further business? I would suggest we simply adjourn, not recess, or recess, not adjourn, since we'll be coming back at this point, 6:30 on Thursday. But Sandy will confirm that with us sometime this afternoon. Thank you. There's a motion to recess. Second. Thank you, Mr. All in favor? Aye.
It's the one with the red background with the 3 showing the 3 towns. Yeah. What did you do to your head? Julie.
So our document was wrong? Okay, so I didn't read it, raise it. So can you just go back and check? It should always be in. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we could do it. We could discuss
I
it.
got you. All right. Okay, thanks.
Hey, Julie? Yeah. I'll get somebody to give
Well, that makes me happy, but it seems like they'll, no, if they don't actually.
No, I just wanted to show
The original ones, they make them into.
No, it's okay. You're fine. My assistant, back in your meeting.
Also, read those certification guidelines. They're nothing to write home about. They don't even check reachability. Who cares if the system is certified?
I thought you did.
No, I just want to apologize. I got rather when you were discussing that May 23rd. It wasn't directed to you at all. It wasn't meant to be. You did a wonderful job, but I love this. I just.
And they're trying to say, well, we're really.
We're just part of
I'll have Laura come in.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Go, go,
Catch
go.
you later.